Hello guys and girls, welcome to today's video. On my channel I do pure cinema reviews, comedy, music and analysis. Today I'm going to be doing film analysis on the film Fight Club, directed by David Fincher, released in 1999. So in high school I introduced it to some friends. I hadn't actually seen it, and we talked about the ending and various things, and that was a good time. Got good memories of high school, of hanging out with mates and discussing the movie, the cinematography, the look of the characters and everything, and really being into it. It was chosen in TJ's Film Club / Family Film Club last night. My mother chose the film and I watched it. My parents and I watched it and we thoroughly enjoyed it. I laughed the most I've ever laughed watching it when I watched it last night. Really enjoyed it. I sneakily watched scenes as a kid on DVD. I remember I would skip to the fight scenes actually when I was younger to watch it, and even then being taken by how different it was. Certainly not Rocky or Rambo or anything like that, nothing against those movies, but you know, it was pitched sort of to certain people, and it really sort of defies expectations and categorization, and I think still to this day is very different, and launched careers of certain people, and it was a really interesting film. I did an EPQ on David Fincher at York College. You can see my pure cinema piece that I showed back then, David Fincher, which features stuff, scenes from Fight Club. You can find that on my channel. It's the 20th anniversary of the film, recording this in 2019. So a couple of weeks ago was its 20th anniversary. So we'll keep this loose and relaxed, refer to my notes, and we'll analyse the film. And you can enjoy, and so let's crack on. The synopsis for the movie. So Ed Norton plays an insomniac whose apartment is blown up. He meets and stays with Brad Pitt's character. Along the way, Norton meets Helena Bonham Carter at support groups, and they hang out as well. And Pitt and Norton form an underground fight club. So that's the synopsis. So themes and scenes and themes. The chemical burn scene is a scene I want to look at, really interesting scene. Pitt gives Norton a chemical burn and a life lesson at the same time about human beings not being above everyone else. Cinematography wise, I think the green pop of the trees that goes from the burning of Norton's hand to that shot of the trees, and the shot of the searing flesh in the book, the definition is really interesting. Pitt says, "Without pain, without sacrifice, we would have nothing," which is a cool line. The fact that Pitt's wearing safety goggles in the scene is hilarious, considering he's burning Norton's hand, yet he chooses to, he's looking out for his eyesight, or, looking after his health in that scene, but not Norton's. The flip of the bottle top by Pitt when he's pouring the vinegar on Norton's hand to neutralise the burn. Pitt said in commentary for Fight Club, not many actors could pull that off. And I think it shows that Pitt is a very physical actor. I mean, big time throughout the film. He's a great actor overall, but the role is very physical. What with it being called Fight Club makes sense. The theme of pain, sadism, violence as catharsis, these are themes that are prevalent throughout the film and indeed in this scene, with Norton being burned to learn something about himself. I also want to look at the fight scene with Lou in the basement, really cool scene. Talks about men's place in history when Brad Pitt says that human beings are the middle children of history. Violence and catharsis again is a theme. Pitt gets beaten up, but they're allowed to continue using the basement for Fight Club at Lou's Tavern. The theme of abandonment. Norton's father left him, and maybe that made him more loyal to Fight Club. A lot of takes were done for the smacking sounds are brilliant, tremendous when Pitt's getting beaten up, and the really visceral, hardcore fight scene. Excuse me. I also want to look at the ending scene. Here you got the theme of identity. A spoiler alert, by the way. So this is about the ending scene, so of course I'm going to give spoilers away. So, spoiler alert again. The theme of identity comes up here. Norton kills Pitt in order to save himself. Norton has an identity crisis throughout the film, hence he creates the fictional character or the imaginary friend, if you like, of Tyler Durden, Brad Pitt. But he saves himself by killing Pitt. In this scene, you've also got the theme of relationships there. Norton and Helena Bonham Carter reunite after disconnecting at some point in the film. Norton's relationships throughout are affected by Tyler or Brad Pitt, and Norton says to Bonham Carter, "You met me at a very strange time in my life." The gunshot I want to look at great cinematography, a screensaver moment that Brad Pitt said in the commentary. That was a cool scene. Very famous film ending, the shot of the buildings blowing up and Norton and Bonham Carter holding hands, looking at each other, looking out across the buildings. And the exploding buildings reference starting again the theme of creation in the film, the creation of Fight Club, the creation of Norton's alter ego, and in a way creating havoc and chaos, all prevalent in this scene. Materialism is referenced throughout the film, the IKEA furniture, the apartment exploding, and Norton's really upset about it and is really connected to his stuff initially before he goes through this transformation. He has a metamorphosis, Norton, from materialistic to not materialistic to at the end, wanting to be with Bonham Carter. And again, violence obviously is a big theme throughout the movie. The catharsis of violence, the frustration that comes with violence, is necessary to the characters. The film isn't promoting violence, but it's showing violence along the way of Norton's arc. So those are the scenes, and of course Y2K, I think, with the rumours that the world was going to end in 1999, the grungy punk feel to it, it's sort of influenced by that, I think. Details of the movie. Dust Brothers did a great soundtrack for it, really cool. I've ordered that actually, it's on its way. I've seen the film 5 times now, and the soundtrack is really cool, and you've got all kinds of different influences in there. Really nice. Great Blu-ray commentary if you want to get the Blu-ray or DVD. There's a great commentary that Finch, Pitt, and Norton do for the movie, and Bonham Carter as well separately. Really good commentaries, worth listening to if you enjoyed the movie. Skywalker Sound were part of the crew in helping making the film. Interesting as David Fincher was offered The Last Jedi and of course turned it down. So sort of foreshadowing there the Skywalker Star Wars connection. Fight Club has a cult film status. Fincher described it as a cash cow when he won an award for it years later. He was honoured with an award for it years later. It's done really well after its initial release, when people weren't sure how to market it, but it's done really well since then, become a cult film. There are so many cool touches for repeat viewings, i.e. the twist, various scenes which are excellent, like the scenes I pointed out. And I think it's Brad Pitt's finest hour to date, his best performance. Very physical, but great acting. The script too. The script is banging. The script is tight. So really cool. There is a song you can find online or perhaps on the DVD extra called Penis Song that Brad Pitt and Ed Norton did together, which is an interpolation of Venus by, I believe it's Frankie Avalon. The song's Venus. And I remember going to a establishment with some friends once, and there was a jukebox, and I thought there's no way Venus by, I think it's Frankie Avalon, I could be wrong, but the song's called Venus on the jukebox. I thought there's no way it'll be on the jukebox. Found it, and I ended up playing it about 3 times that night, and it was good memories of that. So my conclusion on Fight Club: I think it's one of the greatest films ever made. Really love the movie. I think it stood the test of time. Yeah, great film. So thank you for watching. Feel free to like, share and subscribe. You can follow me on Spotify for my playlists, SoundCloud for my music, Letterboxd for my reviews and lists, Twitter and Instagram as well. So once again, thank you for watching, and take it easy.